All right, Patrick, thanks. Back on solid ground. A local family that was one of thousands on board the Carnival Splendor when it was stranded at sea by a fire in the engine room is back home after the ordeal. And Steve, Hollis, and Daphne Bono join us this morning. Hi, Daphne. Do you see yourself on TV? Who's that? Is that Daphne?
Hi.
Yeah, she's seeing herself. Guys, thanks so much for being here this morning. How old is Daphne, first of all?
21 months.
Okay, and so I cannot imagine that it is particularly comfortable for anybody to be on a boat stranded in the middle of the sea, but particularly when you have there she is! Particularly when you have a 21-month-old on board as well. This can go sour quite quickly, even as sunny disposition as she has. Tell me a little bit about your experience.
It could be challenging with a little one, but she was a pretty good trooper about it, and the crew took pretty good care of us, so we managed to get through without too much trouble.
Now, I saw some of the pictures I think that you guys took, and you can actually see black smoke coming out of the top of the boat. We're looking at it here. Was there any moment that you were particularly, nervous? I mean, here you are on a floating island that just caught on fire.
Yeah, there was some nervous moments in the beginning because of the confusion. We were pulled out of our rooms really early on Monday morning and didn't know why exactly. They only told us that there was some smoke and they wanted to identify the source. They never said fire.
Okay,
there was no panic.
Yeah.
They were very
but where there's
low.
smoke.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it turns out it was a pretty serious fire, so it could have been much worse than it ended up.
Hollis, what was it like to know that, you'd spent all this money, you'd spent all this time setting aside this vacation, probably one of your first with Daphne that was going to be really memorable and that she was going to be old enough to kind of enjoy and play around and stuff like that. But what was it like to know that all of a sudden was being derailed by what was going on?
Well, initially, like we said, because of how the events turned about, we didn't know exactly what was going on or the extent of the damage.
Okay.
Certainly, I did express some disappointment, but ultimately, we had our adventure, we had our vacation.
You certainly have a story.
Yeah, we did.
Was there? Were you able to salvage any part of your trip because after landing on dry ground? Were you able to use a couple extra days and do anything fun?
Sure. Yeah, we ended up in San Diego, which is a great city to be in. Certainly, we had some fun there for a day, and then we drove up the coast to Disneyland, and we spent a couple days with Daphne at Disneyland.
Daphne, you went to Disneyland?
Tell her about the teacups.
Oh, she went on the teacup ride.
Did.
Well, we're glad that you guys are back safe and sound, and also glad that Carnival is going to be able to kind of make up your family vacation there.
That's right, a free cruise.
Very nice,
Yeah.
Not a bad trip, and maybe. Maybe Daphne will be able to enjoy that. Guys, thanks so much for being here this morning and for sharing your story.